Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about a massive cooldown. Not massive, but another cooldown for this area again. That's been in a cooldown, actually happening right now. And another cooldown is expected. But before we start today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helped a lot. And yeah. Let's get into today's video. And here's what the temperatures look like today, or the time I'm recording this video, on Tuesday, September 29, 2020. We're seeing cold temperatures out in this area with the cool down. And then we see some warm temperatures around this area, around that area. And then the warm temperatures for near California, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, North and South Dakota. So, seeing those warm temperatures. Let's look at what the temperatures are looking like for the rest of today, or the time I'm recording this video. Here are the temperatures around the 60s around most of this region here. Maybe some 50s near like California. Some 80s, 90s, and even 100. Then we see some 50s for this area here. Sorry if you hear anything in the background. Some 50s for some of this area there too. So we're seeing some cooler temperatures than usual, and warm temperatures for some areas too. Okay, so now let's look at Wednesday, September 30th. We're looking at, and we're seeing some of that the cold front, or the cool down, start to move toward more like down here now, into like Florida. Some of these people were in the heat. Now some people are now getting into the cold, and then now some people are getting in some heat around this area over here. Let's look at what degrees it'll be around this time. Probably some 50s for most of the US. At times, this might be around the morning time probably. Some 60s for some areas. So nice little cool down. California, and you guys are at 70 degrees about, so 60s for that area there. Later in the day, Wednesday, it's gonna get cooler, or for this area up here. So let's look at Thursday. We see another cool down come in. For this area here, another cool down is gonna come in according to what it says, and then we see heat off toward this way on October 1st. Heat over there, and some heat over here too, but most of the US is getting that cool down, but the other 1/4 of the US is getting some of that heat, like really hot probably. So let's look at what temperature it would be around this time. We are seeing this part of the US seeing quite a bit of heat, 60s or even more for the areas I've highlighted in the pin thing. Then we see cool down for this area here, some 40s, and even at times some around almost 30s. So we're going to see some very cold temperatures. If we do see that happen, I'm going to say there could be a slight chance. I'm not going to guarantee it at all. But for this area over here, up here, maybe snow, maybe a little bit of snow possible. But I don't think it'll be likely, but I'm just saying snow possible. So yeah, or I don't think there will be snow, but if there is, it's possible to be up there. That's where it's going to be pretty cold at. Let's look at Friday, October 2nd. That's this Friday. If you're watching this the time I recorded this video, or like tomorrow or something, after this is recorded. And we see this cool down move a little more toward the the around southeastern U.S., eastern U.S. And for that area, cold temperatures are moving into. So we're gonna see another cool down come in. Then we see the heat continuing on this part of the western part of the U.S. We'll just continue to keep staying in the heat. Let's look at what temperatures it'll be around this time. You see some 40s, 50s around the greens. You see still some cold temperatures for this area, about 43 around up there. But then we see the heat over here. And they'll continue seeing the heat. Okay, now let's move on to around Saturday, October 3rd. And we're seeing the cool down still continuing for this part of the U.S. again. And it's going to be staying here for just a little bit. And then it's soon going to clear out or move out. But let's look at what temperatures it'll be around. And we're seeing some 60s and some 50s. We actually, I think, are seeing 37 up in northern Minnesota. Don't forget, this is where the cool down is around this whole area here. So this is where we have mostly 50s, 60s, maybe even 70 degrees, but mainly at least below, mainly below 80 about. Maybe Florida, I don't think they're included in it. I don't know. Gotta see that. It seems a little more warmer than cold down there. So now let's look at Sunday, October 4th. Moving on to Sunday, October 4th, and we still see some very cool temperatures coming in. It's gonna feel nice, like fall-like probably, around this area here. We're gonna keep that highlighted so we can see what it shows you guys' temperatures are. And we see really at least anything below 80. Like I said last time, we are seeing some 49s, a lot of 50s, some 60s and 70s. Nothing too bad, like nothing like 80s, 90s, like you see during like August usually. So let's go back to this. Let's go to Monday, October 5th. That's the next Monday. And we see this cool down start to move out. We're seeing this cool down start to move out. Most areas are starting to get now heat again. So this is the area that's we're seeing this cool down, but soon it'll be clearing out and becoming a little more warmer. Let's look at what the temperature will be like. It's still really anything around 80 degrees or below around that area. Okay, let's move on toward Tuesday, October 6th. We see most of the cool down has left and heat has returned for most of the U.S. Most of the U.S. is in the heat. Maybe a little bit of the eastern part of the U.S. Maybe some cold in some spots, but mainly just warm. So if we look at what temperatures it'll be higher than usual. See this part of the U.S. seeing around 80, even 90 degrees, showing up near Oklahoma and Texas, where you guys just had a cool down, or seeing a cool down. And then this area up here is probably the area that will be the most cool out of most of the areas, but other than that, no, not really any other areas. Let's look at what it'll be like on Wednesday, October 7th. We're seeing still that heat continuing, but we're seeing that next cool down start to come in during this time already. Let's look at some of the temperatures. We're seeing 70 degrees, 80 degrees still in that region there, even 90 getting close to. cooler temperatures for this area up here. So we're going to continue to have that cool down. Or we're going to have another cool down. Let's look at Thursday now. We're going to see that cool down for more of the northeastern United States, being most of that cool down here. According to what this is saying. So you guys will get a cool down. Let's look at what the temperatures will be like for that region. It looks like actually 60 or 70 degrees or below, at least in that area. Temperatures even some 48 degrees. Wow. Cool down. Let's look at now Friday. This is Friday, and we still see that cool down for the northeastern United States. We see that warm air for the western United States. Let's look at what it's supposed to be. The temperatures wise, looks like more like probably around 60 degrees or below, probably about maybe 70 degrees or below around the region that I'm highlighted in. It's going to be pretty cold, 38 degrees for this region up there. If that does play out, maybe maybe a little bit of snow possible. Not going to guarantee it, like I said, but with those kind of temperatures, you could definitely see snow. But I'm not going to guarantee snow, though. Let's look at October 10th, but this is at the end of this model. It's not, or when it gets this far out, that means usually it's not. The more far out you go, the less accurate it is. Sorry about that. The less accurate it is. So most of the still the eastern United States, that cold air, and then still the warm air for this part of the United States. So yeah, we're not gonna look at the shaded this time. So let's move to Sunday, October 11th. Some of that heat starts moving, that cold air moves out. Don't forget, the more far out we go, the more or less accurate it is to happen. So look at temperatures shaded. Very high temperatures around this part of the U.S. about 90 degrees. So probably in the heat area, probably 60 degrees or more. If you're in the warm air. Okay, we're at October 12th, Monday, October 12th. And we see heat for this this part of the U.S. So we're seeing that cool down, the cool down trend kind of stop around that point. That could definitely change. But right now, that's what it's saying right now. It's supposed to end that cool down, so it's going to be more heat, so it's for the rest of or at least the middle of October, the rest of heat. Let's look at Tuesday, October. We are seeing some little cold air bands at times come in. I can't guarantee that will be happening because it's too far out to say. We're seeing cool at times. This is the end of the model run, and we see cool for this part of the United States, and warm for this part of the United States up here, and down in this region. It's going to be pretty warm, so we could see another cool down come in. Not guaranteed, but we will be seeing another cool down come in soon. Like I said, I showed at the beginning, or around the beginning of the video. You can see there's 50 degrees around that area. Let's look at the temperatures, what NOAA's thinking. They think this part of the U.S. will see cooler than normal conditions. This is the most cold they think area there will be. And this part of the U.S. 6 to 10 days supposed to be warm, they're thinking. And pretty warm for this area up here too. So and then let's look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. See, it shows some of that heat starting to come in and ending that cool down, but they did not put any shades around this area here. So for the 8 to 14 days out. So we're continuing to watch this. Let's look at 6 to 10 day precipitation. We see or not that much precipitation for that region, and this region up here above average. Let's look at the 8 to 14 precip, and low average for this part of the U.S., and then above average for Florida and for Washington and Oregon. But thank you guys though for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.